What's up guys, WrestleSoul here, and today guys I'm bringing you my predictions for Clash of Champions 2020. Now this pay-per-view where every single championship should be online in the main roster, not NXT. Well anyway, we've got this pay-per-view, we've got an ambulance match, we've got a blood rival match, we've got a ladder match, we've got everything here, and we're going to go right through the card and I'm going to tell you my predictions, so let's get right into it. Right, so in my first match I'm going to go for the kickoff match, which is Asuka versus Zelina Vega. And I'm going to go for Asuka just because Zelina Vega is not on our level, you get me? What we've been told by Asuka, she's a former, I think she's the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion, like straight days. She was undefeated, she's won the Rumble, she's won the briefcase, she's won everything, she's won everything, right? So what we've been told here, and then we've got Zelina Vega, who I think this is like our first or maybe third match singles wise. So it doesn't add up. I can see why it's on the kickoff show. A lot of people slated it why this is on the kickoff, but I was like, they put Britt Baker on the kickoff and All Out, and no one talked about that. So it's like, yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna go for Asuka here. Asuka's retaining, and let's go straight on to the next match. So sticking with women's matches here, I'm going to go for Bayley versus Nikki Cross, and I'm going to go again for Bayley just because it's I don't think any of the women's championships are going to change at all. I think Nikki Cross is just one of these ones you just got to knock down and keep going. And plus, this is like the third opportunity for Nikki Cross at the women's championship. She ain't gonna get it done here. She's gonna get it done one day, but she ain't gonna get it done here. We're bounding to Sasha Banks versus Bayley. The slow, methodical build for it. But anyway, I'm going to go right on to the next women's match, so let's get right into it. So the next match here is Battle Cow and Shayna Bazler, the women's tag team champion, where the hell the names are. Tag team, they're never used. But anyway, versus the Riott Squad, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott. And I'm going to go for a Battle Cow that to retain, as I said in my last prediction there. They've literally just won the titles, literally 2 weeks maybe, or something. They've literally just won them. Riott Squad are just there for a knockdown, and I either see Dakota Kai in that beating them, or Retribution, Gun 1 and Gun 2. I think, based on that, I'm going to get a bit longer reign to Survivor Series time, maybe 2 weeks before Survivor Series, they'll drop the tag titles to Retribution, because the match is supposedly is the Hurt Business versus... Hurt Business and Nia Jax, that versus Retribution. So they're going to end up in the match somehow. But anyway, I'm going to go for a retain for these, and we're going to move on to the tag titles, and that's next. So for the first tag title match here today, I'm going to go for is Cesaro and Nakamura versus the Lucha House Party. We don't know what members of the Lucha House Party. I could see it be Kalisto and Grand Metalik, because Lindsay and Kalisto are going to have an argument somehow, or even maybe the both of them. I would love to see the both of them, just to get some more storyline. But anyway, Cesaro and Nakamura are retaining here just because they need to retain. They beat them already, I think. Yeah, they beat them already. Well, no, they haven't beat them in the tag match. No, they have beat them in the tag match. But yeah, Cesaro and Nakamura retaining here. Where I go from the Cesaro and Nakamura, I'd probably say just let them beat a couple of jobbers now. And I know this is a bad thing to say, but you could just turn the Forgotten Sons heel. Sorry, no, face. I know it's a long stretch for them, but you could just turn the face and you can have a good couple matches with them. Or I'm trying to think who else is on the SmackDown roster. Austin Tucker and a feud with Miz and Morrison and that. Nah, someone else. But yeah, I'd let Cesaro and Nakamura do that, and then you could either have them just do something, but they will retain here. Lucha House Party are losing. They're probably going to break up, which is quite bad, being honest, is stated the SmackDown tag division right now, just because the New Day are injured, and New Day are not injured. They're not there now, and the Usos are away. That's your last face tag team. And Otis and Tucker in a feud with Miz Morrison, so you get me. It's not looking too good. But anyway, we're going to move on to the Raw Tag Title match, and let's get right into this. So for this one, here is the first title change of the night, and it is going to be Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza, and I'm going to go for the Mexican boys themselves, Andrade and Angel Garza. They're going to get it done tonight. Well, not tonight, Sunday night. They're going to get it done because it's just, they have to win, if you understand me. They have to win here because, for the love of God, just take the titles off the Street. I don't mind the Street Profits, but it's becoming this point where I'm just like, either let them just bring in new teams, or you're going to need to make these guys beat them. And I think they're going to beat them just because I think this wouldn't be on the main show if there wasn't going to be a title change. And that's what makes me think that. I could be utterly wrong, and they could retain, and we could just get the build to Survivor Series with Cesaro and Nakamura. But I think what's going to happen is, just to get a cell match between these two, because it feels tension, we're going to get a cell match. They're gonna make them win by pure luck. I mean, like, luck. They're not handling these tag titles well. 2 weeks I give them if they win, and then they can just drop them in the next pay-per-view or something, like, just so you have these guys, just so you can see the cracks still there, but like the tag titles are the glue, the cheap glue you get from the pound store, just to last that much. And plus, it could even prove they don't need Zelina Vega to win. So yeah, I think these guys, Garza especially, they do deserve it because these guys have been there since the lockdown period. So especially Garza's been on fire. Like, Garza's like a stop-start right now, but the minute they flip the switch and go, right, you're getting the title, you're going to go for the mega push, that's money. Money is money. But anyway, we're going to go into the mid-card titles, and let's get right into this. So next here, we've got Big Bob, Sexmaster Bob himself, versus Apollo Crews. I love Apollo Crews, but tonight is not the night for him again. Lightning will not strike twice for that man. He is not winning the US Championship, sadly, twice. He's losing. Big Bob himself is going to win here. He's going to make an example out of him, and he's probably going to call it the Retribution straight after. But the Hurt Business, I know all of them are not on the card, but for one of them, if one of them wins, it means Hurt Business wins, and the Hurt Business has to win. The Hurt Business is money. The Hurt Business is on fire. The Hurt Business is the best part of Raw in my mind. I love the Hurt Business so much. With all my heart. I'm happy. I know the rumour is that they might main event Survivor Series. I'm happy for them to main event Survivor Series. MVP has saved their careers, right? But also it's going to show how much dominant Bob is. I don't expect a steamroll. I don't expect a squash match. I expect a good match. The payback match was quite good. I enjoyed the payback match. It might top it. Give it time, it'll top it. But yeah, Big Bob's retaining here. He's probably going to lose it to Keith Lee, or maybe Mace or T-Bor or Slap Meat or something. One of the goons. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go into the ladder match next, so let's get right into it. Right, so here we go. It is the ladder match time. It is ladders. It is Jeff Hardy jumping off of insane stuff because he's not realised that he's like 54 or something. We've got AJ Styles, the former Intercontinental Champion, the man who won it in a tournament, who beat Daniel Bryan. We have got Jeff Hardy, who beat AJ Styles in the Thunderdome for it. And then we've got Sami Zayn, the man who never lost the title here. And I'm going for Sami Zayn to win this because if you're letting Roman pick up where he left off from Mania by winning the Universal Championship, you should allow Sami to pick up where he left off with the IC title. And I think Cesaro and Nakamura might get involved here, but I think Sami's going to win because this is screwed. Why would you put it in a ladder match? If it was a normal triple threat match, I'd probably say Hardy would retain. But because it's a ladder match, I think Zayn's going to just do something stupid to win. And this is, as I said with the Raw Tag Title match, I don't mind being wrong, but I think it's the logical answer for Zayn to win just because he's just good with the title and he's not got a proper title run. Hardy's had many Intercontinental title runs. They've got him under contract again, so they can just go like, we just want you for the contract. No more words. When we get crowds back, you can have no more words. But yeah, I think he's going to win here. If it was a triple threat match, AJ would be taking the pin. But as a ladder match, I think Zayn's going to win. It's just because he's been good since he came back and he's been very entertaining. It's just I think Hardy doesn't need to retain here because it doesn't matter if he had a short reign. AJ had quite a short IC reign. So, like, you know, it's equal levels. And then once Zayn wins, you can have, probably I'm going to guess, is Matt Riddle versus Sami Zayn, which will be quite entertaining as well. So, you know, there's more feuds Zayn can do as a heel than Hardy. Like, I can't think of anyone on the roster right now Hardy will probably end up facing. Probably either Sheamus or King Corbin. Like, it's that narrow, you get me. So anyway, we're going to go on to the next, and it's the main, you know, the big dog titles and all that. So let's get right into it. So we've got the first championship match, and it is the Universal Championship match. It is Cousin Jey or whatever Jey USO versus the big dog himself, Epstein Island wannabe Roman Reigns. And Roman's winning here. If you pick Jey, I don't know what hell you're on. You're on crack for one. But Jey's winning here. Sorry, Jey's winning here. Sorry, Roman's winning here. And it's going to be a beatdown. I thought in my heart I was going to be like, oh, maybe it'll be like an underdog fight. It'll be like Walter versus Bate. But I don't have expectations from the main roster much anymore. So I know it's going to be a squash match. That's why I said that Lashly, that won't be the squash match. That'll be the squash match. Because I expected, I never fight die. I actually this is Uso's big moment, you get me? Like, I was expecting a bit of slip-in from Kofi Mania and a bit of slip-in from Walter v. Bate into this. No, it's not. It's going to be a squash match. Especially since Kyle O'Reilly's just now getting an NXT title shot. That's going to be the never say die one. But anyway, Jey ain't got hell. He's not got a chance in hell winning this. I'll be surprised if Vince even recognises him after, because he'll be blue in the face. But anyway, we're going to go into the main event and let's get right into it. So with the main event here is Drew McIntyre, the man himself, Big Daddy Drew, versus cocky Orton, slow, methodical Randy Orton in an ambulance match. And I'm sorry to turn my back on Drew, but Randy Orton's winning here. I said it at SummerSlam, Randy Orton's winning here, and look what happened. I got literally every single match wrong on that card. So, yeah, Randy's winning here. He has to win. Because I think if you weren't too sure on Randy win it, if you weren't too sure Randy was going to win, you wouldn't have put him in the match. And also, it wouldn't be an ambulance match. It's to make Drew look strong. And as I said with the Raw Tag titles, he would just be a placeholder champion. Because either two things could happen here. One, Drew just literally wins it back at the next pay-per-view because, you know, get Drew, that's two-time Drew under your belt, you know, easy. Also helps with the Raw ratings. And two, Edge is in the ambulance at the end of the match. It drives off and it drives back in. And Edge is in the ambulance. Shit, as bad as Drew losing, I don't think Drew's going to be without the title for long. I think it's just the reason is an ambulance match is so Drew doesn't look weak. Because if this was a singles match and with Randy winning, he would have kicked out the punt about 3 times probably. Drew got back up after 3 punts. He's going to kick out them. Like, he kicked out like 6 F5s. He took more than the Undertaker did. So, you know, it's like you got to weigh your odds here. But yeah, Randy's winning here. I think it's going to... I don't... See, the problem is, Roman going on last is a good fitting just for a beatdown, but it's like, I'm not sitting watching 3 hours of that just for a beatdown. Randy's a good ending because then you can have Edge or something else happen. And I think Edge return sends everyone home happy. So, like, yeah, I'm going for Randy here. And yeah, that's it. And let's get right to the outro. So that is my Clash of Champions predictions. The next pay-per-view I'll be predicting is obviously NXT TakeOver 31, the most original title name ever. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe and comment and all that shaz. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, go and check out the other videos, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.